Welcome back. Anywhere, anyone, anytime. That's the reality of carbon monoxide poisoning, and it's not always sudden. Aisha Morales has life-saving reminders from the First Alert Safety Desk.
Winnebago County Public Health and other public safety advocates say acute poisoning to carbon monoxide, it happens fast, like when a car is left running in a garage or a generator is used too close to a home. Chronic exposure, on the other hand, happens slowly over days or even months. It's often from low-level CO leaks in appliances or heating systems. This is really good to keep in mind as we start to turn up the heat and spend more time inside. And what you're seeing right here is from the National Carbon Monoxide Awareness Association. Chronic exposure to carbon monoxide has symptoms that are easy to miss or misdiagnose. That's why it's so important to spread awareness, make sure your alarms at home are working properly. Some of those symptoms: headaches, fatigue, memory problems. Remember, you can't see, smell, or hear carbon monoxide. Some common sources of it right here on your screen: water heater, stove, furnace, dryer, for example. And this is all from the National Carbon Monoxide Awareness Association. What you're seeing here as well, a way to track CO poisonings across the country. In the last 2 years, 8 people have died in Wisconsin and 50 people have been hurt. Officials say emergency rooms see well over 100,000 visits each year due to carbon monoxide poisoning across the country. If you suspect poisoning yourself, call 911. Do not return inside until you are given the all clear by emergency personnel. Back to you.